Welcome back. All right, so today Andrew Ladd has announced his retirement. He didn't play this past season, but he was a free agent and has opted to retire. He was a number 4 pick back in 2004, so a nice long career for Andrew Ladd. Now, of course, 04-05, he might have made his debut in the NHL. It's possible. We'll never know because that season was wiped out by the lockout. 05-06, he would make his debut with the Canes after winning gold at the World Juniors in 2005. And to round out the 05-06 season, he ends up playing 29 games for Carolina, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. And in the playoffs, 17 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, a Stanley Cup. And the Carolina Hurricanes just tweeting out a picture of Ladd with the Stanley Cup and, congratulating him on a great career. And that's one way to start, right? So you've played 29 regular season games. You've got your first cup ring. That way you can call up all the veterans in the league and say, I don't know what your problem is. I got a cup already. So 06-07 with Carolina, 65 games, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points. So he was a highly thought of prospect. A lot was expected of Ladd. And maybe the pressure was too much, or, this just happens. But he still had a very good career. 07-08, plays 43 games in Carolina, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. And then Carolina opts to trade him. He is traded to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for Tuomo Ruutu. So big deal for both teams there. 07-08 with Chicago, 20 games after the trade, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. So he scores at a better rate with Chicago. He fits in really well with the Hawks. 08-09, 82 games, 15 goals, 34 assists, 49 points. Solid point totals in the playoffs. 17 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. As Chicago goes all the way to the conference final, they don't reach the Stanley Cup final till the following year, and Ladd's still there. 09-10 season, 82 games played for the Chicago Blackhawks, 17 goals, 21 assists, 38 points. In the playoffs, 19 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. And he has a second Stanley Cup ring. So again, he can call up all the veterans to say, now I got 2 cup rings. This feels pretty easy. But July the 1st, he's traded. So why would they trade him? Well, they had to trade guys because restricted free agents and everything else. And there was some paperwork that wasn't submitted in time. Things get kind of tough. And all of a sudden, Chicago not able to keep everybody. So July the 1st, Andrew Ladd is traded to the Atlanta Thrashers in exchange for a 2011 second round pick, which they would use to draft Adam Clendening, as well as Ivan Vishnevsky. So he goes to Atlanta, and it clicks. It clicks really well. It might be the final year in Atlanta. The Thrashers as a team may not be very good, but Ladd is. 81 games, 29 goals, 30 assists, 59 points. So those are totals Chicago really would have liked to have in their lineup for the 2010-2011 season. But if he stays in Chicago, odds are Ladd doesn't get as much ice time, probably doesn't score as many points. 2011-2012 ends up being played in Winnipeg as the Atlanta Thrashers move north of the border. And in Winnipeg, he continues to produce 82 games, 28 goals, 22 assists, 50 points. So 2 seasons near 30 goals for him. And 2011-2012 leads to a lockout-shortened 2012-2013 season. He plays 48 games, so he doesn't miss a game that season either. 18 goals, 28 assists, 46 points. I'll learn how to talk. It's going to happen. I haven't had a channel that long, just 7 years. But yeah, 2012-2013 might be his most impressive season, although it is lockout shortened, of course. The following year, 2013-2014, 78 games, 23 goals, 31 assists, 54 points. He's still producing at a very good rate. Ladd, good, solid all-around forward. 2014-2015, that continues. 81 games, 24 goals, 38 assists, 62 points. So really solid numbers all around. And in the playoffs for Winnipeg that year, 4 games and just the 1 assist. So Winnipeg's getting better. He's part of this, but he's not part of it much longer. 2015-2016 plays 59 games for Winnipeg, 17 goals, 17 assists, 34 points. And then he's traded on February 25th. He is traded. It is a pure rental move. He's traded back to Chicago with Matt Fraser as well as Jay Harrison going the other way, a 2016 first, which would become German Ruptsov, as well as Marco Dano. There's a name we haven't heard for a while. After the trade back to Chicago, the goal scoring's pretty good. 19 games, 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points. But no big playoff run for Chicago that year. 7 games in the playoffs for Ladd, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. Chicago does not keep Andrew Ladd. The New York Islanders pick him up on July the 1st of 2017, and they spend a lot of money to pick him up. He earns $38.5 million on this 7-year contract, which just expired this past summer. So he signs that deal with the New York Islanders. It is immediately looked at as a little bit much and a little bit too long. And in 78 games, he records 23 goals, which is good, but only 8 helpers for 31 points. So the season is seen as a disappointment, right? But the idea is if he can keep his goals up and get his assists up, he should be okay. But 2017, 2018, it doesn't get better. His body's breaking down at this point, too. So 73 games, 12 goals, 17 assists, 29 points. The number's not great. This contract already aging poorly. 2018, 2019, only plays 26 games that year. 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. So again, we're dealing with a situation where Andrew Ladd, injury problems. You've got an Islanders team too with cap issues and that contract not looking great. 2019-2020, he only plays 4 games that year for the Islanders. Records a single goal in those 4 games. He did appear in a playoff game as well. So the 2020-2021 season is not on the board. And July 17th of 2021, he was traded to Arizona with a 2021 second-round pick, which was used to draft J.J. Mosier, a 2022 second, and a 2023 third in exchange for cap space. So this is one of those newfangled trades, essentially for just cap space. People will say it's for nothing, but really it was about getting that $5.5 million off the books for Ladd, and Arizona had room to park that contract until 2023. So the 2021-2022 season, he does play for the Coyotes. 51 games, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. And it's an important period of time because he ends up passing the 1,000-game mark, so 1,001 games played. 256 goals, so he recorded his 250th goal there. 294 assists, so he falls just short of 300 assists. 550 points. So 550 points, decent career. Plays 65 playoff games, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. But more importantly, 2 Stanley Cups. Now, what's interesting is reading through the conditions of these draft picks, because both the 2022 second and 2023 third had conditions. So looking at the 2023 third, it's fascinating because him retiring now means, yeah, they didn't have to worry about losing that third round pick. He didn't retire before the end of the 2022-2023 season. If he had, then that draft pick goes back, right? That draft pick doesn't actually get traded with him, as well as he didn't play a pro game in 2022-2023. And it said pro game, and I checked 2 different sites, same thing, pro game, meaning if he had played in the AHL, and by everything I've looked at, he didn't, but if he had, then that 2023 third round pick would have been taken off the board and the Islanders would have had that back. So it's a situation where Ladd retires, gets paid that full contract, and the Coyotes get that extra draft pick as well because he didn't retire until after the contract was done. His estimated career earnings, $67,344,188. So he made good money. He got that big contract from the Islanders. And again, it comes out, the idea of, so is a player greedy? Is it on the team when they sign that contract? I again put it towards the team and the general manager. If they give a guy, big money over a long term, it's not the player's fault. The player's not... I, again, don't see it necessarily as greed. Just a player saying, I'd like this amount of money. Team goes, yeah, we'll pay you that amount. And there you go. So Andrew Ladd, nice long career, over 1,000 games played, just over 250 goals, exactly 550 points, and 2 Stanley Cups. So kudos to him on a good, solid, long career. And all the best to him in retirement. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.